Guys, it's your boy Sydney here. Now, as you know, I did a video the other day on Ms. Emma Husar and how she's been up to a bit of mischief. And it all started, well, not all started, but I started my series with this particular newspaper article where she had, sorry, she's a bit crumpled up here, been caught out with one of her staffers walking her dog and picking up its poop on the taxpayer purse. All right, and she's got 3 kids. The eldest of those children is her daughter, who's living with her ex-husband, because she's a single mum, living with her ex-husband for reasons which the ex-husband will not disclose, but there's no reason why the daughter would not want to live with her mother unless the domestic altercation that occurred that spurred this change of living location was toxic on the behalf of Ms. Husar. And she's also a white ribbon advocate, and she's been jetting off to Bruno Mars concert with her police chief friend, using the taxpayer to pay for the hotel room and the government cars. And she's also made a male staffer wash her dishes so he could learn about his white male privilege. Now, her office has 4 staff members, right? She's given 4 taxpayer-funded staff members. She's been through 20 staff members in 2 years, which means she's been through over 5 times her entire staff in the past 2 years. Think about that. And then I spotted this in the paper yesterday, playing the victim. The Labour Party is in turmoil after the leaking of an explosive letter accusing MP Emma Husar of sexually inappropriate behaviour and harassment. She rejects the claims as calculated to ruin my reputation. This smear is completely and utterly untrue, unfair and hurtful beyond belief, in a tweet from Ms. Husar. Among the fresh allegations it details is a claim Ms. Husar exposed herself to Labour frontbencher and Shadow Trade Minister Jason Clare in his parliamentary office in Parliament House. All right. Ms. Husar asked a number of employees to, and I quote, zip up her dress, making them feel uncomfortable, and purchased multiple topless firefighter calendars and placed them on employees' desks. She skipped scheduled meetings with constituents to get a spray tan or a wax, and she employed her nanny in her electoral office despite the latter having no computer skills and being unable to assist with constituent inquiries. She abused staff members about the quality of their work, criticized their appearance and clothing, and in one case threatened a staff member by saying she would make sure he never got another job again. Previous claims of misbehavior have also centered on alleged inappropriate use of Commonwealth cars. But this one is the best by far. Check this out. Expose is a Husar. Under siege, Labour MP denies claims of flashing. Let's check this out, shall we? So these are all of the key points here. Allegations. Levelling unjustified and inappropriate criticism of current or former staff to other staff members, including that one worker was an alcoholic and a gambler, or that a number of female staff were mentally unwell. Would discuss in the office who she found attractive and who she wanted to have sex with, as well as making references to MPs and staffers she had betted. Using foul language around the office, swearing at staff, spreading rumours that a staff member was a perpetrator of domestic violence. Repeatedly flashed male staff member while sitting next to Labour frontbencher Jason Clare in his Parliament House office. Money intended for other uses was diverted into Ms. Husar's personal bank account. Hired her nanny to work in the electorate office despite warnings it was inappropriate to top up her wages. She referred to herself as a University of Western Sydney alumni, despite not having finished a degree. Falsely claimed to be a school teacher under privilege. Changed staff members' roles, hours, and days worked at will. Would have her hair done instead of attending question time. And It's just the tip of it. Let's get into the article, shall we? And firstly, I'd love to show you her face here. She doesn't look too happy about being held accountable for things right now. And look at this little cuck boy. Bill Shorten, what a little homo. Actually, no, he's not gay. Sorry, that was kind of terrible. Apologies to any of my gay followers. That was not intended to offend. The staff member at the centre of the allegation that Under Siege Labour MP Emma Husar pulled a basic instinct manoeuvre, exposing herself in Blaxland MP Jason Clare's office, said he copped an eyeful, but Labour frontbencher Mr. Clare was playing with his baby at like on-the-spot notes so that you can recall in detail later. But Ms. Husar took time to deny the allegations, writing that they were absolute lies fabricated to ruin her reputation. The staff member's interview with the Daily Telegraph comes as the full extent of the alleged allegations of bullying and sexual harassment against Ms. Husar by her former staff, which are being investigated by the Whelan report, have surfaced. The Daily Telegraph have obtained the document Barrister John Whelan sent to Ms. Husar, New South Wales Labor Head Office, and those reviewing the allegations against the Lindsay MP. The document includes allegations of misuse of government funds to pay a nanny, along with the claim Ms. Husar flashed a staff member while not wearing any underwear while in Mr. Clare's office in a manoeuvre made famous by the film Basic Instinct. Oh, by the way, this guy was caught on camera in my video about Emma Husar the other day, saying, "Oh, she's just a single mum. Oh, poor single mum. Oh, I'm just a poor single mum. Oh, I'm a single mum working hard for my kids. Oh, just a single mum." The former advisor, who agreed to an interview with the Daily Telegraph on condition of anonymity, claimed he and Ms. Husar went into Mr. Clare's office at Parliament House where she, whilst sitting opposite him, spread her legs. Jason was oblivious, playing with his baby. She was wearing a short skirt, as in around her knees, he said. I copped an eyeful, and then she continued to do it. At first, I couldn't believe what I'd seen, and I thought I'd made a mistake. But then I witnessed her doing it on another 2 occasions. The advisor said he reported it to the Whelan inquiry, along with other allegations, knowing it would be her word against his. However, he believes the behaviour was intended for Mr. Clare, not himself. It was directed for Jason, but he didn't see it, he said. I was sitting directly opposite Emma, and he was sitting on the floor with the baby playing. That's why I looked across, and she had her legs apart. It was at Jason's head level. I made a note of it. I told my parents, and I told some staff members afterwards. Mr. Clare said he was never flashed by Ms. Husar. This is categorically untrue, he said. Well, he wouldn't know because he didn't see it. According to documents the advisor gave Mr. Whelan, Ms. Husar called New South Wales Labor leader Luke Foley a disgrace and accused him of never coming out to Penrith, while describing state MLCs Daniel Mookie as effing useless and Walter Secord as a caring, understanding 90s type. The Whelan document includes the claim that a number of former staff members reported that Ms. Husar's personal babysitter was being employed by the office. A number of staff members have reported at various times. Man, I am fumbling all over myself this morning. A number of staff members have reported that at various points in time you were not ready for Parliament, e.g. not reading material for Parliament, not being in Parliament on time, and instead of attending question time, you wanted to go and have your hair done, it stated. New South Wales Labor says people involved in the investigation have expressed concerns about the impact of this matter on their well-being as further allegations emerge on the investigation. The independent assessment is reaching its final stages, and New South Wales Labor expects to be briefed by Mr. Whelan in the coming weeks. Well, hopefully this one won't be in Parliament for too much longer, because she is clearly not fit for it, in my personal view. That's my thoughts. I don't know, what do you guys think of Ms. Husar? Talking about who she'd like to fuck, using her personal babysitter as a staffer, not for parliamentary purposes, but to mind her kids, using her staff to wash her dishes, to walk her dog, pick after their poop, using Commonwealth cars at the taxpayer expense, on many occasions allegedly inappropriately. Right? And as for the Bruno Mars concert, there was some parliamentary stuff that she got up to while she was there, but she missed out on some stuff as well. And she really should have been attending to business the whole time she was there if she wants to claim things on the parliamentary purse. Anyway, just another single mother in Sydney. What can I say? And not a single, I'd say, she's not a single mother because her husband's just an asshole and left her. She's not a single mother because she was widowed. She's a single mother because she's a narcissistic piece of trash who treated her kids clearly badly. Otherwise, her kids would still want to be with her, right? At least her eldest kid. And I'd imagine she wouldn't have treated her husband much better. And this is the kind of person we have getting paid $200,000 a year on the public purse to carry on with this bullshit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Oh, Sil, oh man, I appreciate that donation. That is so very kind of you. Thank you so much. Man, I really appreciate that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce for now. Thank you, Sil. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you to you, Godbotherer, First Last, Mr. Charles, Super Guitarista, Janet is Wigtail, Justin Squire, good to see you all, and House of Invertebrates. Magi Alpha 1, my man. Triangle Hat DB Cooper, coming in for story time with your boy Sydney, and Felipe Rodriguez, Cave Creature, DB Cooper. Jason Speratos, my man. It's good to see you. Jason Speratos has been making some great progress, focusing on himself. So I really applaud that, Jason. Triangle Hat, Boski. Triangle Hat, I don't know if I'm going to do a new video anytime soon, brother. I just could be a little bit much. I don't know if you can handle the naked Sydney. Riff Magos and Ned Kelly. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Steel Rain as well. All right, I'm out for now. Please check out my other videos. Go and have a look at the other video I did on Emma Husar in the last couple of days. And I will catch you next time. Leave your comments below. Peace.